Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing a little walkthrough video today because I'm so excited that I got the Antique Anatomy Tarot, the Ephemera edition by Claire Goodchild. Today. I just got it about 20 minutes ago actually. I opened it when I was eating lunch, leafed through it, like my mind was blown and I realized I had to do a walkthrough of it. Because it got drop shipped to me from the printers. So I don't know if anybody else has done a walkthrough yet, because I'm not sure how many other people have got it. So I'm so excited to be doing a walkthrough of this. But before I get started about that, I also got another thing in the mail, and it's going to involve a little bit of a shout out. So background, Kate Harlow and Dan Spencer are two very, very, very dear friends of mine. I've known Kate for a very long time, and I've now known Dan, who's her boyfriend, for I think over a year, and they're both just two of the kindest people that I know. And they run a audio podcast, which you can get on iTunes, on Podbean, on Stitcher, and anywhere else that you get your podcasts. And it's called Subverted Tropes. And it's a podcast about movies. They talk about the tropes in movies. They talk about popular movies, old ones, horror films, comedy, like everything in between. And they are two hilarious people. So if you're interested in podcasts about movies, you have to go listen to Subverted Tropes. But I had the honor of being able to design their logo for them. And so then today in the mail, they sent me the sweetest letter accompanied by a sticker of the logo I designed for them. Guys, look at that. How cute is that? It is such a nice sticker too. It's like a vinyl, like matte sticker. So it's like really nice. And I'm just like, I was blown away by the letter. Kate and Dan, you guys wrote the sweetest things. You guys are honestly like the best people in the world. I love you both so, so much. And I wanted to just show off the sticker that I got from them because it's amazing. And if you love podcasts about movies, you need to go listen to Subverted Tropes. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to stick that like next to my thing so I can keep looking at it because I love them. I love it. I love you guys. Okay. So, today I'm just drinking water out of my unicorn mug because it is hot, so. But let's get started. So, for those of you who may not be familiar with Claire Goodchild's work, besides doing the Antique Anatomy Tarot, she also is the creator behind the Oracle of Oddities. And the Oracle of Oddities is in 3 editions, and I have all 3 of them, so I have a mega deck. And, it's a super neat Oracle deck made up of like old Victorian imagery and other things kind of all combined to create this amazing deck of gardening and like botany and bones. Botany and bones is how I describe it. So this is the Oracle of Oddities. And then she decided to create a tarot in the same style, in the Botany and Bones style, and I was so excited for this. My mom ordered it for me forever ago. I can't even remember how long it's been since we ordered it. And so I'm just gonna give you guys like some first impressions. It got drop shipped to me from Make Playing Cards, which I'm like super happy about because Make Playing Cards is honestly one of my favorite deck producers. I love the cardstock, I love the card shapes, I love the boxes they come in, just everything about Make Playing Cards makes my heart sing. So it came in this absolutely gorgeous little tuck box with of course a little extra flap so you can pull your cards out. I love how that's become a trend. Normally, because I remember when the boxes were just like that, and so you couldn't, like you had to like shake the cards to get them out, and now they have an extra slit so you can just grab them and pull. So this is a really nice tuck box. The one problem I have with it is that with the book, it has a little booklet in here, and once you pull the deck and the booklet out, it's a very tight fit, so I can't close the box. That's the only thing. It's kind of a shame, but not that much of a shame because either I won't keep the booklet in the tuck box, or I'll get my mom to make a bag. By the way, I know people are going to ask me about it. My mom made this bag for me. because she is amazing. I'm going to take off, I'm wearing an outer shirt and I just need to take that off real quick because it is hot up here. It's not even that hot. Here, it's, you know, it's in the 80s, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is Celsius. But woo, it's a little bit warm up here. So, yeah, the Antique Anatomy Tarot. So, first look, when I pulled it out of the box, I was totally blown away by it. Not just because I absolutely, like as I already said, I love make playing cards, but also just because this deck is great. I mean, I really am really in awe of the artwork. I'm really actually a huge fan of the booklet too, which surprised me, even though it's just like a little booklet, double-sided, where she has simple keywords for all of the, excuse me, for all the cards for the different suits. But then with the major arcana, she also has the different planetary things that are associated with it, which I think is really neat. So it's different from like a normal little white book, and I kind of like that. I feel like the keywords are interesting. I feel like they do, I haven't really gotten a huge chance to compare them. I feel like they match up with Rider-Waite-Smith. So if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith system, all the keywords and stuff like that are the Rider-Waite-Smith keywords. So that's that. Keep turning it over. It's a nice little booklet. I like it. So I probably won't use it a lot, but it's a nice thing to have. So shall we start doing a flip through of the cards? Let's do it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and then when I come back, we'll start doing the flip through. Okay, and I'm back. I just had to move the camera a little bit just so it's slightly closer. So to start off with, the cardstock is shiny, but it's very matte. Here are the backs. They do have these, as you can see, it's a little bit shiny, so with the black backings you can see like fingerprints and stuff on them. For me, that doesn't cause an issue. I don't care, I don't mind. And let's do a close-up of the backs because they are very cool. As far as I can tell, completely reversible. It's nice. I love MakePlayingCards.com. If you've never had a deck from Make Playing Cards, they are really nice. For me, they're very easy to shuffle. They're relatively good size, about like standard tarot card size. But they have a nice cardstock that's hefty without being thick. So it bends easily, but it's not like flimsy. But it's also not so stiff that it feels like a piece of cardboard. So I'm going to move the box out of the way a little bit. Let's put it over here. Let's start going through. Now this deck is just like the Oracle of Oddities, as I described it, Botany and Bones. So it's all bones and flowers, and I love the fact that it's got a lot of color to it. Looking through the deck, I was like super pleased with the amount of color, because I love the Oracle of Oddities, but the one thing about the Oracle of Oddities is that the colors aren't as bright. They're somewhat a little bit muted, a little bit desaturated, which I think really works, but I do appreciate the Antique Anatomy Tarot's really vibrant use of color, especially in the Major Arcana, and I think it's the coins, but I've only looked through this deck once, so I'm kind of, you know, here with you guys. So let's start going through. So what's neat about this too is, aside from the thing, of course, they have the, zoom in on that. So it says item before every single card item, and then it says the title card, the card title, like the Fool, and then the numbers are figure. It's, you know, figures you're like an old anatomy textbook. So I'm totally loving that. Let's zoom back in. There we go. There's the Fool, Magician. These cards, you guys, are just so beautiful. Good. Try not to talk too much, just so you can get a chance to really look at the cards. What I like about this one is that, as you can see, it's got some element of organs to it, which I think is really neat. Love the duality of the Emperor and the Empress there. Something over here is making a noise and I can hear it. I can't figure out what it is. I'll solve that mystery eventually. I like this Hierophant card because it looks like the crosses. What are those from? I think there's one in the Hierophant, the Pixie, Pamela Coleman Smith's original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot artwork, I believe, has a cross with 3 horizontal bars, and so I think that's neat that it's made up of the bones. Again, loving the use of colors in this. They're so bright as opposed to the Oracle of Oddities, which I do really like that. I feel like it gives a like a brighter vibe to it, which is, I think, really nice for a tarot deck, something that you're going to be using a lot more often. There's the Lovers. This reminds me of 2 cards from the Oracle of Oddities called the God and the Goddess cards, and they look very similar to this with the that skeletal head, and I'm not sure what that is. If anyone knows, let me know, because I'm curious what animal that is. Strength. The Hermit. Wow, look at that Wheel of Fortune. I didn't actually see this. Like I said, I've only been through the deck once. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Justice. Which, if I'm looking at it correctly, looks to me like it's a half of a heart and half of a brain. Which is interesting, so it's not like mind over heart or heart over mind. It's justice is both. I also like to delve deep into, because there's so many different beautiful flowers in this deck, I'd really like to delve into, like, what are all the flowers, and because I'm sure there's hidden meaning in that, like Victorian flower language and things like that. As soon as I saw this Hanged Man, I know it's quite macabre, but I was in love with it. I absolutely love that. The Death card. This might be one of my favorite cards of the deck. I love this. Temperance. How neat is that? It's an actual, I'm not sure it's real, but you know, it's the St. Lawrence something Temperance Association 14th annual meeting in the O'Sullivan Theater. Speaker topics: the Devil's Brew, the Magician's Snake Oil, Death and Judgment. Speakers, songs, and music. Admission free, all are invited. I just love that. It's so kitsch and cool. Very neat. It's the lamp. The lamp is making the noise. I don't think you guys will be able to hear it, but I can hear it. It's bothering me. The Devil. The Tower. It's neat. The Star. Now here are 2 cards I really like, the Moon and the Sun. So we hold this up close so you can see a little bit better. As you can see, the Sun and the Moon are, the Moon is the back of the skull and the Sun is the front of the skull. How cool is that? I love the duality, again, of these cards. I really like seeing in tarot decks cards that mirror each other. So they're not obviously like the exact same, but they're, you know, some portion of either side of it, like 2 sides of the same coin. This Judgment card, I absolutely adore this Judgment card. I mean, this to me is tattoo art. I desperately want to get this tattooed on my body. Yeah, this is all just so absolutely my personal style with the flowers and the skulls, bones, bodies, that sort of thing. It's just such, my mom actually called it Sherlock Holmes tarot, I think she said. It's very, I mean, obviously it's not, you know, Sherlock Holmes, the book's themed, but it feels very much like that 1895 time period with the connection of both life and death in the life of the plants and the death of, you know, all the beings in the deck as well. So it's very, very neat. Starting on the coins, I think I said before these are probably my favorite suit. I like actually the pippishness of the cards. I appreciate that because it feels very much in keeping with the style. And I keep saying it, but I love the use of color in this deck. And there's so much bright color. I'll see if we'll zoom in a little bit closer on that. Look at coins themselves, which have different things in them. And what do they say around the outside? Looks like it's Latin. Malum quidem nullium esse sine aliquo bono. I'm not sure what that means. If anybody knows, let me know. It's probably my butchering of Latin. Let's see if we can zoom back in again. There's the 3 of coins. Love that. The 4 of coins. The 5 of coins. The 6 of coins. Seven of coins. The 8 of coins. So I'm not any kind of expert or even novice about when it comes to Marseille, but I feel like this deck, because the suits are pips, I wondered if it might be possible that you could use it as a Marseille deck. There's the 9 of coins. If nothing else, I know what deck I'm definitely going to be using for March of the Pips next year. And there's the 10 of coins. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And here are the court cards for the coins. Page of coins. We have the Knight. Now here are two, again, that I love seeing, like the duality of. We have the Queen of Coins, who has hearts on either side of her. And then we have the King of Coins, who has brains on either side of him. Stop it. So I feel like that's a neat duality to see there between the King and the Queen. That's just, oh, these cards are so beautiful. Here are rods. I thought rods were a very interesting suit. It kind of looks like a peppermill to me. I'm not sure what it is. It's the ace. There's the 2 of rods. The 3 of rods. That looks so familiar, that rod with the curve on it. I wish I could remember what it was. Is it a shoehorn? I mean, I don't think it's a shoehorn. It almost looks like a shoehorn, though. 4 of wands. Five of wands. Rods, sorry, rods. Six of rods. Those almost look like golf clubs. Interesting. I wonder what the keyword for that is. Let's look it up. 6 of rods, victory. They said it's very Rider-Waite-Smith. There's the Seven of Rods. The Eight of Rods. Those almost look like skewers. Interesting. I like how they're not all the same. You know, like with the coins, there were different designs on each coin with different sayings and things like that. I really like that because I feel it makes the deck more unique and less kind of copy and paste. There's the 9. And then the 10. There's the Page of Rods. The Knight of Rods. The Queen of Rods. I like that one. And the King of Rods. And now we move on to the swords. Swords. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. And what I do really like about this this deck, aside from of course the aesthetics of it, is that when it comes to the court cards and the majors, because it's bodies stripped down to their components, I feel like it removes a lot of the gendered stereotypes of the cards. I mean, of course we have like the Emperor and the Empress, you know, they're very clearly male and female bodies, but I feel like because they're stripped down, basically, it's a lot, there's a lot less baggage around it. I recently read The Word Witches. I think did she do a blog post, or was it just in her Instagram story, where she talked about queering the tarot and removing some of the gendered language surrounding some of the tarot archetypes in order to make it more accessible to people of every background, you know, and every gender identity. So, and I know I personally have felt that, like, with the Empress card, I don't immediately connect with it. This is the Eight of Blades, because of some of the baggage surrounding like the femininity. I also have that with the Emperor too. It's not like I identify with him any more than I identify with the Empress, but there's a lot of I would say like gender role baggage surrounding some of the major arcana, some of the court cards. And so when you strip it down literally to like bones and muscle, I feel like it makes it more connectable on a human level. And there's a Ten of Blades. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. So you tell me what you think in the comments below. There's the Page of Swords. Blades. Look at those white flowers. Oh, those are just so pretty. I'm just going to keep saying that every time I pull a card. I'm just going to be like, wow, these are so pretty. There's the Knight. Also, too, because like with cards like the Page and the Knight, because they're just skulls, it makes them more energetic beings rather than physical beings. So even though I think in most decks the Page is either like a young woman or a somewhat gender like neutral looking young person, this kind of still like it strips away any of the baggage that may come with it, where it's like some of them are called like, you know, princess and prince and things like that. And I think that's cool. Like with the Knight, that's cool too. But I did find that interesting in the idea of stripping away the gender stereotypes in order to make the energy more connectable. There's the Queen. And there's the King. Oh, all of these are just, ooh, plane noises. All of these are just so pretty. Okay, and on to probably my second favorite suit in this, which is cups, or in this case, elixirs. So this is a fun suit because every single bottle is pretty much different. There's so much fun stuff to look at on these cards. Like this one's Love Potion #1 with all those beautiful flowers around it. Ah, I love this so much. And if there was something else besides Justice that would maybe get tattooed, it would definitely be this one, the Two of Elixirs. Because look at that, especially with the black and white contrast there. I mean the black and white contrast with the colors. I think that looks very, very cool. Did I ever explain why my mom called it the Sherlock Holmes Tarot? I'm not sure if I did. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did. But in case I didn't, there's a 3 of elixirs or cups. It's because it's that very much the time period, especially with the bottles. It feels very apothecary. And also, of course, there's the heroin cough tonic. Because back then, they gave you stuff like heroin, and they were like, yeah, this will cure your cough. And then when you got addicted to that, they gave you, you know, like methamphetamines to get you off the heroin or something like that. If you'd caught me at 14, I would have been able to tell you exactly what was what. I was very much obsessed with poisons and Victorian medicine. One of my favorite sayings is that there's a reason they call it medical practice, especially back then. Yeah, if you'd caught me then, I would have been able to tell you exactly what they would give you to get you off of something else. But I've forgotten at this point. So there's the 6 of Cups. Ah, look at those. Everything about this. I think these are perfume bottles. They're just so pretty. Oh, everything about this is so pretty. And there's the 7 of elixirs. And what I liked about this too was if you look at the bottles, they all have names, like unusual names. Like that one's brain juice, snake oil, eye tonic, magic, something magical, unicorn, bat tonic, human heart elixir. And aside from just being, you know, kind of creepy, they're all kind of like fake potions. And I feel like that's slightly in fitting with the 7 of Cups, which, you know, in like Rider-Waite-Smith is, you're like imagining things and like thinking about all the things that you could do. And some of it's good and some of it's bad. And actually in here, the keyword for that is fantasy. So it's kind of like, what can you dream? You can dream anything, and that doesn't necessarily mean what you're dreaming is real. So there's the 8 of elixirs. Liquid tears. Woohoo. What does that one say? Number 1, time travel tonic. That's the one that's turned over. They're just all witch ink. It's, what does it say? Fortune body oil. Timothy's fortune body oil. It's all just so amazing and brilliant. And the colors are just beautiful. I'm totally going to have to edge this deck in the same ink that I edged my other deck in, which is a little ink pad called Antique Linen. And it kind of gives it that little antiqued edge to it. Even though I absolutely adore the backs, I don't think I'll edge it in black, just because I don't want the black to show up on the front. Here's the Page of Cups or elixirs. Eternal Coleman Smith Apothecary, Eternal Youth, number 11 tonic. Water sourced directly from the Fountain of Youth. Of course, Coleman Smith is a reference to Pixie Pamela, who I mentioned earlier. She, if you don't know, she is the original artist behind the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. There's also Coleman Smith Apothecary. I think this is Fertility Tonic. Yes, Fertility Tonic. It says so up there. We have the Queen of Cups Beauty Elixir, now with 10% more magic. Full size, 13 fluid ounces. Caution, contains love. And I love that, like, you can sort of see the little fancy bottle top up there. And then the Calming Tonic, which is the King of Elixirs. And with that, my loves, we're at the end. So I'm going to be so interested to work with this deck because it's a kind of unusual tarot deck with the pips and everything like that. It's going to be slightly out of my comfort zone as far as working with it. I'm more used to reading scenic cards. So that's going to be neat. But I'm really excited to work with it. As I said before, this is, fantastic cardstock. Absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. I can't believe this came so early. Yay! And I think down at the bottom there, it says, I think that's 2018. 6, 7, yeah, that's 20. So that's 2018. in Roman numerals at the bottom because that's when it was published. So that is the walkthrough for the Antique, or rather that is the Antique Anatomy Tarot by Claire Goodchild. I will link to her website or her Etsy shop. I'm not sure where she's selling it. We did this pre-order, and I'm not entirely sure where it was pre-ordered through. I'll link that all down below. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I'm going to be back soon with some more videos, maybe an altar walkthrough. I need to set up my altar for August still. I'm a bad witch. I've been slacking on my altar spaces a little bit. So I'm going to try to do that, hopefully within the next week. Someone asked me for a collection walkthrough of, you know, what decks I have in my collection. And so I am going to be doing that. I can't say when I will be doing that, hopefully soon. I'm going to watch a couple other people who've done deck collection videos so I can see how they organized it, because I'm a little bit unsure of how to organize mine. And then it'll probably be in several parts because I do have quite a few decks, and I feel like it'd be easier for me and easier for everyone else if I broke it down into parts and did like categories, so that then if people were interested to know what specific like decks in this category that I had, like say indie decks, then they would be able to just go and watch that video, wouldn't have to, you know, go through like a 2 to 3 hour video of all of my decks. It'd be easier just to, you know, slim them all down into, you know, much shorter videos. Hopefully they won't be an hour long, but we'll see. So those are my plans for the future. Yeah, again, plug Subverted Tropes. Go listen. Kate and Dan are amazing. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and, you know, a great time in general. So hopefully see you guys very soon. Bye!